Alright, now I know you got a lot of questions following that horrific 0-5 week last week. I'll admit, I'll get ahead of it and say I've been calling the frozen pizza aisle Safeway. I feel like I got 2 feet on Greenland, which is actually frozen, and Iceland's actually green, and it does not make any sense to me. But here's the thing about gambling. You've got some of the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs. It's kind of like going to an Aloe Black concert. So now that we got that, I'll take some questions now.
Trent Krim, Independent. What do you think about your co-host Simon having 3 consecutive winning records over the last 3 weeks and essentially carrying the team as of late?
I mean, that boy has been hot. 3 straight winning records. Boy, oh boy, I'd love to have some of that free chicken. That boy's been hotter than that Flame On guy in the Fantastic Four. You know, Chris Evans guy is Captain America now. Now that we're talking about superheroes, let's not fail to mention, he's been more of a Batman. And I have been a Robin, but here's the thing about Batman and Robin. I don't care which one I am. Because either way, I know I'm going to be wearing some fun little pants. Alright? The tight ones that make my butt look good. And as long as that's the case, I should be happy. Next question.
Yes, how do you plan on getting back on track soon?
Well, I'll tell you what, I feel like Isaac Newton the way I've been crunching these numbers. I feel like these numbers are leaves and I've been stepping on them and crunching them because it is the fall and I've been putting the time in and hopefully, with the math is right and the numbers come correct, I'm going to be ready to go this Sunday. Alright, well that's all the time I have. Let's have a great week.
Featuring Patrick Stex Gray, Simon Free Chicken Brishkovich. Welcome to Hops and Props.
You think I should continue the accent all show? Should I throw a little drawl on there?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh. Who was that guy earlier?
No clue.
Mr. Monsieur
Just a really famous man who watches the show, probably.
Probably.
Alright, into the ratings this week for our beer. We have the Pumpkin Ale from Mckenzie Brewing. We're keeping it up with the seasonal stuff. Last week we didn't have a very impressive one, so let's get into it. Cheers, sir.
Figured I'd go triple flannel today. Had to break the double flannel curse of going 0-5.
The curse is real.
Here's the thing about the curse.
Yeah.
People don't realize that I've also lost every other bet that I have not given out on this show.
Then
I'll take the Lions money line against the Bears. You better take the Titans and the Jets on to whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. Titans -6.5 against the Jets. The Rams money line against the Cardinals. I'll have to take the Saints and Giants under 41.5 week. I went double down on the Bucks against the Patriots, which looked like a great pick. I doubled down. Did not cover.
No.
I took Monday night. I took the Raiders. Did not win.
No.
I took Thursday night the week before. Who was that? I took the Bengals to cover.
Yep, and they did not.
Did not cover. I have not won a bet. So this is what I did. Actually, let's talk about the beer. Let's talk about the beer.
Alright, but you did get something going, so I'm impressed with that. But I'll get into it. This is dark. Not very pumpkin-ish, kind of just getting more of a dark lager taste. I'm not too huge on it. I'd really put it somewhere in the middle. What about you?
This has no appeal whatsoever. This is like no pumpkin, no sweetness, not even like an ambery ale. Like this is the most boring. This is one of the most.
That's a good way to describe it. Boring.
There is no reason why I would ever choose this beer over any other beer.
All right.
This is a tier 5 to me.
Tier 5. Okay, I'll go tier 4. Where would you want to go?
Let's go.
5, low 4.
We need to fill out this table.
Let's go.
This
5,
is a 5. I don't.
Right. We'll take.
Well, no, we're gonna have stuff worse than this. We'll go 4. Yeah, we'll go 4. All right. Anyways,
yeah.
I've been making a spreadsheet.
Tell me about your system.
I can't tell you about the system because if I told you about the system, I would sound like a crazy person. I would sound insane.
Yeah.
But this is what I said. I'm gonna say I have a system. I created an algorithm. Who knows if it'll work or not? Right now it's 1-1 based off last night's Thursday night football game. The picks that I'm giving out from that, I only have 2. The 2 picks that the algorithm told me I have to take: Cowboys -6.5 at home against the Giants.
Okay. The
Cowboys score way more than their opponent's average allowed. That's a random stat that doesn't matter to you guys. All you need to know is that if you take the Cowboys -6.5 at home against the Giants, the Giants won't be able to stop the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to kill them. This is a great pick. That's the main thing that you need to know.
Okay, I like it. I actually have a couple of plays that kind of line up with that game, so I'm excited. Leading me to my first pick, I had a really good week last week. And we could roll the tape as to last week's Seahawks pick that someone wasn't a big fan of. Confident.
The Seahawks might stink.
No.
I'm not sure yet,
Not a
but
chance.
there's an okay chance that the Seahawks stink.
And they won, and they whooped on the 49ers, and I said they were better. But anyway, I rest my case for now. Into my next pick. Daniel Jones has been a running back this year. Over 20, so I took this line at over 24. It's already moved to 27. I would still take the over on rushing yards for Daniel Jones, over 27.5, and I think they'll be behind in this Cowboys game. He has to make it work with his legs, and he has been doing that all year. He's at over 26 every single year, every single game of this year so far.
He's so fast that he makes fast people look not so fast. Second pick from the sheet.
Wonderful.
Second pick from the formula. Got to take the Cardinals and the 49ers over 49.5. No matter what you say, I'm following the sheet. The sheet says that the final score of this game will be a total of 57.
Yep.
By my math, that is 7.5 points over the line they set. So I've got to ride with the sheet. If it doesn't work, it probably won't because of my curse. I need to find some sort of.
I believe in this pick.
Well, should we find someone in voodoo?
I don't know.
If you know how to get rid of a curse, please comment below.
Oh, spirits, speak to us.
But I'm going Cardinals 49ers over 49.5 because I'm following the sheets.
I love that. And did you hear Trey Lance is probably going to be starting that game? I
Ooh,
love Trey Lance.
interessante.
I think their offense gets much better, so I love that pick.
George
more
Kittle, questionable.
now.
Doubtful, actually. Downgraded doubtful.
I just love anyone but Jimmy G in there. All right. Next pick. I'm staying in the same game and keeping up with the narrative that the Cowboys are going to be ahead. Tony Pollard over 38.5 rushing yards. He's been getting 10 carries per week, and he is averaging around 60. And it's because, yes, Zeke comes in and does all the brutal stuff. They kind of use him as a change of pace. But with the amount of touches he is getting, I think 38.5 is a really good spot for him, especially if they're up and they want him in the game more like to run the ball between him and Zeke. I totally see this hitting the over with a pretty decent amount.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but they completely changed their game plan. They went from passing to Pollard. That he was their short passing guy.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they needed short yardage, they'd run a shuffle to him, they'd run a screen to him. That was their go-to play with Pollard. They haven't passed to him in 2 weeks. I know because I've taken his over on passing yards both weeks because I'm cursed, and he has not gotten targeted. So this is what I'm saying. He's going to rush. He's been running the ball a lot. When Zeke's out, they go switchbacks. He runs the ball a lot. But I also like Zeke to run this week. I'm taking Zeke over 74.5 rush yards. Zeke's been running his little tutor off. He might be in shape. He's saying, feed me, feed me. As long as Dak's still playing, I believe in Zeke. As long as Dak's still playing. He's everything for that team. He's so good, it's insane.
For sure.
But Zeke over 74.5 just because he's been doing it week in and week out. He's been doing this statistically. I think he continues to do it. I'm going to take Pollard as well. I did already take Pollard.
Oh, yeah.
Because if Zeke does not get it, Pollard 100% will. So this is an easy lock. I think both win. But you take both just in case. I guarantee one will win.
Yep. I'm actually pretty excited about this pick because we didn't collab on this before, but once we met up, I had just by chance taken Pollard over, you had taken Zeke over, and for the same narrative, I think both of them have a really good chance this week.
Yeah, it's like you took your good idea and I took my good idea, and we made a little good idea gumbo.
Boy, some good idea gumbo sounds good right now. Alright, anyway, I'm moving on to my next pick. That is probably the
Do you remember that Coach O-line?
No.
He was talking about recruiting. He goes, man, I got a visit every weekend. That's 17 visits. You know what that means? 17 gumbos. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers, 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 go Tigers.
I do remember that. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
I love that. Man. Alright, anyway, sorry. This week, my third pick that I'm giving out, the Washington football team at home this week against the New Orleans Saints, who just lost to the Giants. I love the football team's money line this week at plus 120. It's at -2 right now. I don't see a lot of value in the -2. I just take the plus odds. I really like the way that Taylor Heineke is playing. Their offense is running well. The defense is still atrocious. But if I'm honest, the Saints have not figured it out yet, especially losing to the Giants this last week. I don't think they're on pace for a bounce back right now. They are just steady on the decline.
I hate this pick. I'm so hot right now because I'm wearing all these flannels, but because I hate this pick, It will 100% win.
You hated the Seahawks pick.
Yeah,
That's all
and
I'm
it
gonna
won.
say.
Any pick I hate is gonna just win easily. So watch the football team by 100 probably, and I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore with my life at all. This is what I know. I had to get back to my roots. I had to get back to winners, and the only way I know how to win is to ride Kyler Murray's short little tutor. I've said tutor twice now. Tough to force tutor into a show twice. Kyler Murray over 32.5 rush yards. He's done it twice this season. That's 2 out of 4 games.
Yep.
He runs more against good defenses. I think the 49ers are a good defense, even though statistically they haven't proven to be yet.
Yes.
But I think they are a good defense, and I think Kyler Murray runs when there's a good defense because they're going to rush him a little bit more. So Kyler Murray over 32.5 rush yards because I got to get down to my roots and I need to find a winner. And I'm also going to take Chase Edmonds over 41.5 rush yards. I think he's done it 3 out of 4 weeks this year. Chase Edmonds been running a lot more than people realize. They kind of think he's like Pollard was early, where he's just a passing back. That's not the case. Edmonds has been getting a lot of touches in the run game. I'm taking both of those. Well, I know one of them's going to hit. One of them at least will hit. I think it's a lock. I think both of them should. But the way I've been picking, they'll both probably lose.
No, I actually really like this pick. Especially like the way the defense played against the Seahawks last week. I think they have really big holes. And so far,
Wait, they have really big holes?
They have really big holes in that
Ha
defense.
ha!
And the rushing attack is one of those spots where I think they can get in a little bit.
Oh, they can get in there for sure.
All right,
And those
anyway.
big holes,
I will
Simon.
move on to my next candidate, and I love this pick right now. Mike Geseiki, the tight end for the Miami Dolphins, playing the Bucs this week. The Bucs are favored by 10 points. Jacoby Brissett is not doing well for this team. However,
He's not doing much worse than... Ooh, AFC Richmond back again.
He's not doing much worse than Tua. I take it back. Tua was a lot better.
No, they're both bad. They're both bad.
Here's a nice little statistic I found, though. So far, the Buccaneers against the tight end position, 6th worst in the league. Mike Geseiki is set to be a good target this week, and teams don't go in blind to these matchups. They know that they have matchups they could take advantage of where the tight end is getting loose. I'm going to take him over 40.5 receiving yards. He's actually hit this 3 out of 4 games. And with the targets that he's been getting with Brissett, last week 12 targets, this week 8 targets. He is setting himself up to have a bigger game, and I think he gets a chance this week.
Here, I'm just checking, because based on that pick, I definitely think that you got that from him being on your fantasy team.
I didn't know that.
Officially, he does not have Geseiki on his fantasy team, and he still loves this pick.
Oh yeah,
Even
pick.
with that fun stat, so I'm riding it. I took it as well.
40.5 is a really good line for him.
He's done it in the last 3 weeks. He's done over 40.5. That's a fun stat.
Yeah.
And here's another fun stat. Actually, I guess you have to watch the commercials first. I just got back from Pine State biscuits, actually. You know what I got? I got some biscuits and gravy.
Oh, those
And
are
it's
good.
time I think I give y'all a little bit of the same. And I realize I've been giving some bad gravy out lately.
Okay.
This is a Pine State biscuit stamp of approval quality gravy pick. Terry Mclaurin
Interesting.
over 69.5 receiving yards against the Saints this week. I like this pick a lot.
I like it.
Terry McLaurin is their go-to guy. He does so much for that offense.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke's okay, but he's really good at just throwing it in the general area of Terry McLaurin, who's a great player, great athlete. He's been killing all year. I think he's done this 3 out of 4 weeks, maybe 2 out of 4. The thing is, the Saints normally give up huge receiving games to their opponent's best wide receiver. Their opponent's wide receiver one the last 3 weeks has cooked way more than 69.5 yards. Way too low for someone as good as Terry McLaurin. We'll see, though. We'll see. I'm at the point, I'm so low in life that who knows. This is probably going to end up being like he gets 2 catches and gets hurt.
No. I like this pick, and I'll solidify this for you, right? Who did the Saints play last week? The Giants, right? Do you want to talk about the quietest 400-yard passing game of the season so far? Daniel Jones against the Saints last week.
I believe Galladay had about 120 receiving yards. And the week before, they played, I think, the Panthers, and they might have been either week 1 or week 2.
Okay.
But I think DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, whoever, had like 112 yards. The wide receiver ones against the Saints go out and they kill. That stat could have been completely made up when I looked earlier. It was proven to be true.
Daniel Jones, don't get me wrong, this is not a slight on Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones is solid, but there's no reason a team like the Saints should be giving up 400 to him, which is why I love them for the money line pick this week. Their defense is a lot worse than people assume. And I love that pick too. So awesome. I'm riding that for sure.
Give me a winner. I need
I'm
it.
still
I
with-
need it.
I'm
I
still
need
with
it.
you, brother.
Give me a winner.
I like it. All right. But now, let me give you a real lock. Just kidding. They're all locks. But I'll give you a lock that I really love this week. Dalvin Cook for the Vikings playing the Detroit Lions this week. The official worst rushing defense in the entire NFL. As far as it goes, the Detroit Lions are the absolute worst. Even the Chicago Bears, David Montgomery ran for 120 yards against them before he got injured in the fourth quarter. Backup comes in, runs for another 60 yards on them. They're that bad. Dalvin Cook is set right now at 67.5. I'm going to take the over on the rushing yards. However, about an hour before this, I got some bad news where he actually has a slight injury. They're thinking he's a game time decision. Doesn't matter to me. I already took Dalvin Cook, but in the chance that he doesn't play tomorrow, his backup, Alexander Mattison, I think his line will probably be set around the same at 60 or 70. I'm going to take the over on that too. So my pick, Dalvin Cook over. If it's the backup Madison, still take the over. The Detroit Lions cannot stop the ball, and the Vikings love to run it up on bad teams when they can.
Those are all very true. I think if Dalvin Cook plays, it's super easy. And I think Madison, when Cook is out, Madison in the past, I think it's already happened 1 week.
Oh, yeah.
Madison steps
Okay.
up big time. It's kind of like last year when CMC went down, Mike Davis stepped up.
Yeah.
They have a very capable backup in Madison. And if Dalvin Cook wasn't a top running back in the league, I think Madison would be. I think that offensive line is very good at creating lanes for the running backs. Their running game will always be pretty good. Love that pick either way, no matter who plays.
Yeah, I'm keeping on it. And there was kind of a down week last week against the Browns. That was probably the weirdest game of the week last week, I have to say. 14-7 Browns Vikings. Who would have saw that coming?
No one.
No.
That game was boring.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. All right.
Like,
what else you got for me?
comment, subscribe.
Kiss.
Yeah, do a lot of kissing this weekend. We're not doing enough kissing. Let's do some kissing.
Safely.
All right. Like.